Good morning. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up post, my recent post regarding the pre-development construction purchase I made about 4 years ago. As it happened today, we had a Zoom call with the justices overseeing this from the Superior Court of Justice in Ontario. No surprises today at all. The process was very quick. We basically received notice on Friday evening that there was going to be a Zoom session held this morning. So little to no notice. Just trying to push it through and no time to prepare for this call, basically. And it was interesting to watch as it was presented. Every court justice basically patted themselves on the back, outlining what a phenomenal job they've done. There were no other options. And it just really speaks to the too big to fail in terms of these construction projects. These developments, as I mentioned, there are a number of them going to receivership all across Canada, primarily in the larger cities, Toronto, Vancouver, for example. But as a buyer, I want you to know that you have no recourse and you have no voice. You have no seat at the table whatsoever. And it was even, clear to me when the court justice opened his remarks with talking about key stakeholders and purchasers, as though we weren't a part of the key stakeholders in this entire journey. So for those of you who find yourself in this scenario, I just want to reiterate, there are no safety nets for you from a government level. Despite all that they talk about housing and consumer protection, there are none. And it always falls back to getting ILA or independent legal advice and spending thousands more with a lawyer to go through an arduous process. But it was clear after sitting through this 2-hour session this morning that you don't have a voice, guys. You just don't. So real estate investing in Canada, I'm curious to hear from all the rest of you out there. It's been something I've done for more than 2 decades. I've had a great track record of success with it. Sure, there's been some headaches and some issues there, but who sees some gaps, some flaws, and some challenges in the current landscape as it exists today, whether it's the landlord-tenant boards letting the tail wag the dog with tenants basically taking over control of your asset and not paying you, for example, and you going through months, if not years, of getting someone out while taking a loss and ongoing damages potentially. There's really little to no incentive right now to be an investor. The banks have changed the regulation, the rules surrounding refinancing and the timeframes. The tenants' rights supersede that of the landlords. The media has never been on the side of landlords, despite the fact that they provide lots of rental housing and accommodation for people. It's really the external factors of the investor world that dictate and really create the scenario we're seeing right now, which are sky-high rental rates, whether that's from the bank increases or the economy or lack thereof. That's been established here for the past decade, let's say. And really, if you are looking to invest, I personally am a big proponent of going to the United States. It's more investor friendly. There's more of a capitalistic mindset there, and there's much more flexibility and options and incentive to do that. So curious to hear your thoughts and know what you're thinking. I guess I should count my lucky stars and that my deposit's insured, and I'm going to be receiving that back on this particular project. But that doesn't account for the fact there were a lot of people and a lot of tears on this call today where people were held hostage in this contract, and they're very quickly being escorted out the back door now that they found a satisfactory buyer. And it was interesting also to note that everyone was kept whole on the lending side, so the banks and the private lenders, by and large, were protected. The realtor representing the entire sales cycle, they got kicked to the curb, as did all of the buyers. So do you feel that's right? Do you feel there should be some preventative measures or some safeguards in there for buyers? Or do you just think that's the law of the jungle and those who hold the gold make the rules, and that should continue on? Love to hear your thoughts, guys. Let me know. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.